Guys, I've got to tell you that I've been thinking about this now for a little while, and I'm absolutely terrified at the prospect of a Labour government. And here are just a few of my reasons why. You let me know if you think I've missed anything. And I honestly believe that these are legitimate reasons for all of us to have grave concerns for our future should this treacherous lot get their hands on the keys to number 10. Firstly, let's take a look at the obvious one, immigration, which will unquestionably go through the roof under a Labour government. They will be giving an amnesty to thousands of illegals already here, waiting in this messed up system, and then they'll try and fool us by telling us they've reduced illegal migration by making them all legal. That makes a lot of sense, right? How stupid do they think we are? Then, of course, all their relatives will follow. We've seen that in the past. We saw that under Tony Blair, who brought hundreds of thousands to this country, changing its face and its future forever. And that was before taking us into an illegal war. That's Labour for you. And I firmly believe that Labour will then come under immense pressure, and will ultimately cave in to bringing thousands more refugees into the UK, this time from Gaza, importing even more guaranteed foreign support from somewhere down the line, whilst bringing thousands more angry young men into this country who already hate Britain, and spreading them out across our towns and cities across the UK. What could possibly go wrong? And the treacherous Tories have ruined this country, but it's Labour who will hammer home the final nail in our coffin. And trust me, Labour will tax anyone earning even half a decent living to absolute death. They will rinse us all and take anything and everything that we've got to support those that I've already just mentioned. How else and who else is going to support and pay for them? And this isn't just going to affect the rich, a common perception. It's going to affect all of us, because it's the rich that pay most of the taxes to support the poor. It's the hard-working and the wealthy that pay the taxes that keeps the NHS so-called afloat. And I can tell you, there are another boatload of people ready to leave. This time they're ready to leave our shores. But these aren't migrants. These are going to be hard-working businessmen and women, all high-rate taxpayers, who will leave this country and take their money, their education, their businesses and everything they've got with them. The exodus will begin the moment Labour gets their hands on the keys to number 10. They will see the UK as a sinking ship and they'll be jumping from it. And I can't say that I blame them. Who's going to support the less fortunate then? And with a Labour government, our population is simply going to explode even more than it has done in recent years. You tell me how we're going to cope. How are our kids going to get a school place? How are the sick going to get a hospital bed? And how are our young going to find work or somewhere to rent, buy or even live? Even worse and more sinister, I believe Labour are deeply in the grip and under a strong influence of a religious community whose aim is to ultimately take over the party completely, and then what? Because we've all seen their levels of tolerance every Saturday afternoon. Can you even imagine what it will be like when their bigotry really gets a grip? Goodbye to all our Jewish families and friends for a start. And here's another thing, our freedoms that we should all hold very dear to our hearts. Doesn't matter if you're on the left, the centre or the right. They will be dramatically reduced under a Labour government. Yes, get ready and brace yourselves for strict hate crime laws that will amount to nothing less than blasphemy laws, quietly introduced to silence any criticism of those concerned. We know what's coming our way. And under that light, it won't be long before even the Lib Dems are being labelled as far right. And this is where Labour will take us, believe me. It's inevitable, because those that preach this tolerance actually are the most intolerant of them all. And sadly, I see a lot of misguided people with Vote Labour stickers in their windows and cars, and I wonder, are they just simply mad? Are they just crazy? Are they just still watching the BBC, or are they living back in the 1970s? Or do they really hate this country that much that they're prepared to throw our children's future under a bus? My God, Labour voters, open your eyes before it's too late. And with the general election now just around the corner, it's our job, it's all we can do, is to try and inform every potential Labour voter of what Labour really stand for, who they really are these days and what they're all about, and understand that Sadiq Khan will be our Prime Minister in less than 3 years. Just consider that for a moment. Labour, don't just be afraid, be absolutely bloody terrified. Now, I totally understand why people right across the nation want to give the Tories a right good political kicking, I really do. And the good news is they're going to get it. Never in British political history has a party ignored and indeed betrayed the will of the people as much as this and previous Conservative governments. They're going to get exactly what they deserve. And I'll tell you something else. You know what? If this was the old-fashioned, genuine working man's Labour Party, the one that my dad and granddad used to vote for, they might even get my vote on the 4th of July after all. As I said, both my dad and my grandparents were Labour voters when I was a kid. So it's not like I come from some kind of line of wealthy Tories who would hold their nose at the thought of supporting a working man's party. I mean, do I sound like a Tory toff? But there's a wider point here, because I also understand that unless you follow politics quite closely and regularly, it's very easy to fall into the old Labour, we're the ones that will fight your cause perception. So today I have an appeal and a very strong warning to all of you thinking about voting Labour at the forthcoming general election. Because make no mistake, Labour will utterly destroy this country and everything that we hold dear. Labour will destroy your children's future, and Labour will slowly dismantle everything that we call British. And make no mistake, a Labour government will bring an exodus of a lot of wealthy taxpayers who pay a lot of their money into our system for those less fortunate, whilst allowing an even bigger influx of those who won't be paying any taxes at all, and that are just a further drain on our society and our economy. What could possibly go wrong? And Labour have already bought sectarianism, yes, 1970s Northern Ireland style sectarianism, to British politics in the 21st century. This is an undeniable fact, and this is just the beginning, because Labour will clamp down on our rights, on your rights, on our freedom of speech, our ability to criticise and to question, because that's what parties do when they've been heavily infiltrated by people who want ultimate power and who couldn't care less about your rights or our democracy. And Keir Starmer, if you want proof, has already said very clearly that the law must be changed to clamp down on Islamophobia. Like that's the biggest problem that this country faces, right? Now, what that really means in plain, simple terms is the introduction of blasphemy laws through the back door in the United Kingdom. It will become a crime to tell a joke or merely ask a question about a certain religion, which could lead you going to jail. Is that the future that you want for your country and for your family? And they will certainly put those that weren't born here ahead of you when it comes to housing and benefits. And why not? As die-hard, never ask any questions Labour voters, why should they care about you? They already have your vote, because you always vote for them. It's a habit, and they know it, and they've taken advantage of it. And if that isn't enough for you, do you think we really have room for 500,000 refugees from Gaza, a distinct possibility? Who's going to pay for them? Where are they going to work? Where are they going to live? What schools are they going to go to? What doctor's surgery are they going to attend? Because once Labour gain power, the Islamic influence will demand more and more and more until they get exactly what they want. And what they want is everything their way. Now look, if you want all of the above, then go ahead, vote Labour. If you want your children to grow up in an intolerant society, if you want your children to be second-class citizens in their own country, and if you want their education and future damaged beyond repair, then be my guest, that's your right. But as a parent, as a loving grandparent in my case, we all have a duty. Yes, we have a duty to think very long, very hard, and think very seriously about what we're voting for. And remember that once a government takes away a right, you very rarely, if ever, get it back. So I absolutely implore you, I beg of you, think very hard before voting for a party that has become one big ugly wolf in sheep's clothing.